Hello and good morning. Welcome to the Fairy Coach Tarot. Thank you for being here. My name is Raquel, and today is Tuesday. And Tuesdays, we have an interactive tarot looking at love and romantic relationships. We have our three fairies, the blue, the yellow, and the purple. And I chose three random decks that I have. I have a large collection, and I did not realize that they all were going to have blue backs in one way or another. So, with different designs and different patterns, but the blue back. So, we can definitely say that today is a day where blue is leading the way. And interestingly, blue is also or deep blue, the color of the third eye chakra, that intuition, that indigo blue mostly. But here we are with our three decks. So let's get started. The space has been prepared, the sacred space, as well as the decks. But let's ground center and connect with our breath, right? And I roll the shoulders back. Move gently the neck from side to side, front to back. Wiggle a little bit your upper body. And now let's take a deep inhale through the nose. Hold it and gently exhale, doubling the time of that exhale. That centers us and relieves tension, right? And now pick the deck or the fairy that intuitively attracts you or calls you, right? And if you want to see a little bit more of the back of these decks, right? Ready? All right, let's begin with the blue fairy and our first blue deck of the day. All right, now let's move the cards a little bit and set the intention. Tell the cards what it is that we're looking for. We would like guidance, insight, and advice for our love life and those romantic relationships. And a prayer of protection we ask in love, in light, for our highest good. All right, let's get the main message, the main guidance for today. Then also what to release at this moment. And what we should be focused on. All right, three cards, pretty straightforward. Let's see, what is the main guidance? And we have the Nine of Swords, all right? So swords, we have that air element. And the number nine here, the Nine of Swords, is all about all these thoughts that trap us in a way, right? That do not let us rest because we are constantly thinking. There is a lot of mental chatter, right? Um, so, when this card gives us advice, what is the advice towards our love life? And this card would tell you stop overthinking so much, stop thinking so much about maybe the relationship, about where it's going, all that overthinking that creates more intrusive thoughts and brings up anxiety, right? So now it's time to try to quiet the mind, right? Or more than quieting the mind would be to slow it down. And good techniques to slow it down, well, one of the best ones is meditation. And meditation is not the lack of mental chatter, saying, all right, so I don't have any more thoughts. It's being able to observe your thoughts as without becoming that emotion, without getting trapped in them, right? So recognizing that it's just a thought that is passing by, right? That not all thoughts equal reality or facts, right? They are just thoughts. And if you find yourself with a lot of negative thoughts going over and over things, um, try to challenge them sometimes, right? Either write them down or even talk to yourself, challenging those thoughts and saying, asking yourself, is this true? Do I have any supportive evidence that this is a fact? Or is just that I am spiraling down, right? The other thing is that when we have a lot of intrusive negative thoughts, thoughts that do not let us rest, that they are keep coming back, they are also pointing out at something, right? So it's kind of an alarm bell. What is it that is this thought is triggering, right? So being curious about what these thoughts are, right? So are these thoughts coming perhaps from our intuition telling us, hey, something's up, right? Trying to protect us, right? Or are these thoughts being um, triggered by a wound, right? Something that isn't healed in us and we're bringing into the relationship. So, in essence, this Nine of Swords is telling you to examine the thoughts that you are having now, right? And if you find yourself overthinking, or a lot of intrusive negative thoughts, right? It is to be curious about them and also to challenge where they are coming from, right? And if they are true, right? So the prescription here would be meditation, quieting those thoughts, or making sure that you are able to observe them without becoming the emotion that they bring. So, not overthinking the relationship if you are in a relationship right now, or overthinking if you're not in a relationship, overthinking what's going on. So, trying just to flow more and not overthink so much. Now, what to release and who answers our call? It's the High Priestess, Major Arcana, Major Advice, right? And the High Priestess is that bridge between our physical world and the spiritual, right? And the high priestess, when if she had to bring you advice, right now about what to release, right? And it would tell you release anything that is. How would you say it? That is anything that has to do with the physical or material aspects, right? So if you're looking for a relationship, release trying to find a person that fits a certain look or that fits a certain job or a certain, it is time to connect more with first connect with yourself, but also connect more with values, with those things that are not material, that are not, at the end of the day, are not the most important. And if you are in a relationship, right, release um, anything that is bringing arguments or bringing problems in the relationship when it's not something that's important, right? So it's not only choosing your battles, but releasing the need to focus on things that at the end of the day are not important, right? If you are with a good person who treats you right, who cares about you, doesn't matter if they left something on the floor and you need to pick it up, right? Or little things that we sometimes nag our partners about. That's not what's important. So release anything and that's not um, that it's not values, character, right? Focus more on spiritual aspects and not on material aspects or looks or money right now. And what to focus on if we're releasing this? And we have the Queen of Wands, right? This is that divine feminine energy and it's wands, so it's the fire element. The Queen of Wands is very passionate, right? And she's a go getter, right? So, what is the Queen of Wands' advice of what to focus on, right? So, different things. One is if you are in a relationship, this is all about focusing on passion, right? On sensuality. She's a sensual queen, she's passionate, right? The other thing is if you are not in a relationship, also be a go getter, ask someone out, right? Do not wait for them to ask you out. So just like this queen, be a go-getter. The same if you are in a relationship, take the initiative. This is a queen that takes the initiative in doing things, right? So she's not passive, she's a very active, creating her life and the path that she wants. So let's recap. So, right now, it's about going more with the flow and staying out of your head, intrusive thoughts, overthinking, right? Practice meditation if you are going through a period of a lot of intrusive thoughts and overthinking. So, it's mostly going with the flow, get out of your head. Also, release any need to nag about things that at the end are not important. Focus on the spiritual aspects of people and relationships and your values and the things that are at the end of the day the most important. Release the rest and also connect with yourself, connect with your essence, connect with that intuition and that inner knowing you have and with your spiritual path and focus what to focus on, either passion, be passionate, take initiative, right? And not do not be a passive bystander on your life. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Give a thumbs up, uh, subscribe to the channel, or share this message. And remember, this is a general collective reading. Take what resonates, let go of the rest. And to get more in depth into your particular situation, I offer live sessions that can be done either by phone or video call as well as chat, or as well you can go to my website or my Gumroad storefront and order a pre-recorded reading made just for you. Now let's look at this yellow fairy. All right, let's see what this yellow fairy has in store for us. All right, let's move the cards a little bit from side to side, wake them up, and set that intention. Please give us guidance, insight, and advice into our love, life, and romantic relationships. Main guidance, what to release and what to focus on at this time. In love, in light, for our highest good. All right, one card here. Very straightforward today. Here we honor any cards that come up, but today it's very straightforward. So let's see what's the main advice for you. And who answers our call? It is the spirit of the Page of Pentacles, right? The Page of Pentacles is this energy that it's still evolving, that it's still growing and learning. And Pentacles, here we have this earth element, right? And what would the advice of this Page of Pentacles is, right? It's all about adopting that wanting to grow. So, understanding that if your relationship or your love life is not where you want it to be, it's not the end of the world. It's not that you are doing something wrong. It's in a growing stage, right? This is what the energy read is telling us. It's in a growing stage. So to be patient, to that there are some growing pains, right? So to be patient, patient with yourself, patient with the stage that you are in. It is pentacles. It is those things that are manifesting. So it's telling us it has the potential for something substantial, for something that you maybe want, that it is your goal. So it is in the process of manifestation. So if you are in a relationship, right, ask yourself, where would I want this relationship to go? Right? What is my goal for this relationship? What it is that I want? And second, how can I contribute to this? What steps can I take? And also, how can I stay patient and not pushing the relationship too much towards something, but just be able to be patient with the relationship, with my partner, and with myself. All right. But it is a card that, if we read the energies around, a card of growth that is requiring patience, but saying things are manifesting, things are happening. It's just we're maybe going through some growing pains and what to release. And here we have the Three of Wands, right? The Three of Wands is this. We are on the fire element right now, that energy of the three. But the Three of Wands is a card where you see someone who already has made a decision and is able to look into the future and with determination, with intention, and going for it, right? So, these Three of Wands, the spirit of this card, if it gives you advice, it says, all right, it is time to look towards the future. So release anything that has to do with the past, right? If old grudges, resentment, reminding yourself of old arguments, things that have happened, right? It is time to look towards the future and with intention, right? That fire the ones with intention, move your relationship or your love life towards the future, right? So release grudges and resentments, right? If there is anything that is hard to let go of, that means there is a wound that needs to be healed, right? So it's not about trying to look the other way. Heal that wound, but be able to move towards the future. All right, and what to focus on and who answers our call? It is the King of Swords, this practical, logical, very intelligent king who is very good with his words, is very strategic, right? And he would make a great uh, general in battle, right? Because he is so strategic. So, what to focus on, right? Strategizing. This king would tell you it's time to strategize, right? Strategize doesn't mean anything bad. It means, all right, you know, here you were asking yourself what it is that you want from your love life, what it is that you want from your relationship. Where do you think this is going? Be patient, but strategize. That means come up with a plan, things that could help your goal of what you want from this relationship or from your love life along. What are things that you can do? So strategize, think very strategic, right? And even map things down, have a plan. This is what is the plan right now. And come up with a plan, map it out, be patient, know that things are growing, that we need to leave the past behind and move towards the future with a strategy. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this message. And if you want us to look really more in depth at your particular situation, reach out if you want more information of how a session with me can help you in what you're going through, or accompany you through with the cards as you make choices towards your life. So I offer live sessions that can be done by phone, video call, or even chat, as well as pre recorded readings. So reach out for more information and subscribe to the channel for all the videos I post during the week. And now let's look at the purple fairy. All right, we have our purple fairy. Let's move the cards from side to side. Give it a little wake up knock and set that intention. Please give us guidance, insight, and advice for our love life and those romantic relationships. And a prayer of protection we ask in love, in light for our highest good. And so it is. All right, let's get the main guidance. And two cards wanted to come out. We are honoring how many cards want to come out and what to release. All right, again, two cards. All right. What to focus on? And one. All right, we were saying before that this time around the cards were being very straightforward, but here we got two cards and see who answers. And we have the Hierophant, the spirit of the Hierophant, and the spirit of the Wheel of Fortune. So here we do double nogs because major arcana, major advice, and we have the Hierophant answering our call, and who's supporting it? Another major arcana, that's the Wheel of Fortune. All right. So the Hierophant, right? We have that energy of a five, that in numerology, five, the number five, that of changes, right? But the Hierophant is a card of learning and of support, right? So these uh, these these cards right now, the Hierophant would ask you, what changes do you think are happening around your relationship, your love life, or even yourself? And what do you think you need to learn, or what to needs to be learned from this situation, and who can support you, right? So if you are in a relationship, an established relationship, you've been with your partner for a while right now, relationships always go through changes, even when we do not realize, even when we think we're stuck and nothing moves. Energy is constantly moving sometimes. There may be blockages, right? But things are changing and moving. And so, if there are some changes that you can really pinpoint, ask yourself, what are these changes teaching me? Or what do I need to learn from everything that's going on? And if you are feeling that your relationship is stuck on something, it is about maybe getting assistance from somebody. So depending on how deep the issues are, be maybe a counselor, a therapist, couples or marriage therapist, um, maybe going to do a retreat together, a couples retreat, uh, even getting an energy healing, even going for Reiki together. So anything that you can do together to grow and somebody could assist you in, right? But if not, the other thing is this card is mostly asking you, what can I learn from how things are at this moment in my love life, right? If you're not in a relationship, the same thing. What can you learn from where you are right now at this stage, right? And if you feel stuck on something, who can you go to that could help you, right? And it is all about learning from the situation, from where you are, and also knowing when to reach out and find support. And that support could be from counselors, from therapists, from from holistic practitioners, from coaches, from tarot readers, from a good friend, from a mentor, from a family member, anybody who can support you. But mostly, what is this particular stage in your love life teaching you? Now, I told you that the number 5 in numerology is a number of changes, right? And interestingly, the card that supports this is the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is that card of major changes, major energy shifts coming around, right? But the Wheel of Fortune, there are different cards in the tarot and in the major arcana that signify a change. And some of the changes could be more painful, could be more transformational, could be harsher. The Wheel of Fortune is a card that says change in a beneficial way. So, change sometimes that it is initiated by you, right? So we have the Hierophant that's already telling you what can you learn from this situation. And the Wheel of Fortune together is asking what changes are required at this time, right? So, really reflecting on what changes are required at this time and what is this relationship teaching you, or the path that you're in if you are not in a relationship, right? So, overall, there is something in the situation at the exact moment you're in your love life that is teaching you something. Try to find what that lesson is, right? And then from that, initiate the changes that need to happen. If you feel stuck, find help, assistance, somebody to guide you, to support you at this time. And what to release. And who answers our call? We have the King of Wands and the Four of Wands. So we have that fire element, all right? And the King of Wands is a king that is passionate, that is very intentional, that again, like the Queen of Wands, is a go getter, right? So, what is this king telling you to release right now, right? So, because he's a king that's very fiery, he's telling you release passivity, release not being fiery enough. Be more passionate, but not only passionate in an intimate way, right? Be more passionate about your life, your relationship, where you're going. So handle life with passion, not with passivity, right? And the Four of Wands, that it is this card of the energy of the Four of structure and stability, says, all right, yes, handle life with that passion and add to it a way that it designs like a structure and stability for your relationship, right? So, mostly these cards are telling you not to be passive and to handle your life and the relationship more passionately at this time, creating a more stability instead of just like, oh, going with the flow. Going with the flow is great sometimes, and some others it's not so. So here is where our discernment and getting guidance helps us. When is the moment to go with the flow, and when is the moment to be more structured and take more of a leadership approach? And these cards are telling you now that it is the time to release going with the flow, take more of a leadership approach, be more passionate, be more go-getter, and establish more stability, more security around your love life and what you want, right? And what to focus on. And we have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups, here we move to the water element, is a card sometimes associated with apathy because we have a person that is being offered a cup, right? Is being offered an opportunity, something, but is not even looking at it because they may be stuck in the past, they may be not paying attention, right? So the Four of Cups is kind of telling you, wake up, all right? There are awesome things, wonderful things around you, from blessing to blessings, opportunities, people that care, things that to do in the future. So pay attention. And what I want to see here, because it's interesting when the King of Wands comes to tell you what to release, and it's telling you release passivity, release going with the flow. And this four is actually telling you to focus on the same. Focus on seeing the good around you, seeing the blessings, looking out for the opportunities, right? So between this king and these four are letting you know it's not the time to be passive. It's not the time to uh, stay in a negative mindset. To the contrary, there is change in the way, there is lessons to be learned, there are blessings around, and there is an opportunity to create a good structure and to change things for the better. All right. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed your reading today. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this video, as there may be somebody who needs to hear. And please comment below, what deck did you pick today? All right. And if you want us to look at your particular situation, remember this is a general reading for the collective, even though I make them interactive. So you are present in a way by choosing your deck, but these are general readings. So if you want us to look more in depth at your particular situation, I offer private online readings, right? I am a board certified coach, board certified holistic practitioner specializing in energy healing. So a lot of my training has to do with working with energy, and I hold a master's in psychology, right, as well. So as a coach and as a tarotist, professional tarot reader for over 30 years, I mix all my trainings together and I accompany you during my sessions so you can make the right decisions for your life, right? And these sessions are great if you are in a life transition, if you're going through deep changes, right? Or if you're feeling stuck and need clarity. So reach out if you want to learn more, or go to my website to book a private session with me. I offer a 15-minute quick check-in, a 30-minute sweet spot, or an entire hour of in-depth session, right? And they can be done by phone, by video call, or by chat, if that, or chat or text, if that's what you prefer. I'm on WhatsApp, so just for you to know that no matter where you are in the world, we can have a session. And if you prefer to get a pre-recorded reading, just like this, just in a video, that gets sent directly to your email. You can download it and watch it over and over. Or as well, we can do an audio file so you can hear it over and over and download it. So just reach out if you want more information, if you have any questions, and please subscribe to the channel. We have daily shorts, as well as every Monday. Start with Sunday. Every Sunday we have an energy forecast for the week. Mondays we have work and career tarot. And Tuesday, we have love and relationships. Wednesdays, tomorrow, we have a pick a pile of oracle messages. Thursdays, we have a chakra reading. And Fridays, we do have the weekend messages, the weekend tarot. So please subscribe and get those notifications. And I wish you a gentle and kind rest of your day. And you be kind to yourself. Brightest blessings your way. I'll see you tomorrow.